All right. Still waiting on Jan. Jan will be here in a minute. You know, he's always fashionably late. So he'll be in here shortly. Uh Thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Oh Lord, I thought it mute on don't you hate that? Like you'll be watching something on your PC and you're trying to go through and hit mute on everything, like whether it's Twitch, YouTube, whatever. You forget one. And when I go live, then it'll just scare the shit out of me and I'll hear it playing in my ear. You guys probably couldn't hear it, but I could. And it was, God, it's so embarrassing. so, anyway, but yep. So Jan should be in here in a minute. Should be a good show. I don't know. I know we're going to talk about Spider-Man a little bit. But I don't know. It's going to be an interesting conversation. And here he is.
Yeah, sorry if I'm late, guys. Kept
Oh,
you
yeah.
waiting, huh?
Yeah. Well, no, not bad. I had to start it. It was doing the old countdown, so I had to get everything
Oh, I get
started.
it. I completely
So
understand. Can you hear me fine?
yeah, I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Because among other things, my headphones, just fucking died on me. So,
Oh, okay. I got you.
so yeah. So
I
sorry,
thought that.
guys. I also know the video quality is shit, but a lot of this is improvised. Yeah, sorry. I'll do better next time.
Yeah, I see a guitar in the background. Where are you?
This is still in my parents' house, but this is the last weekend. So, and like everyone is here. My brother is back from his trip, so I can't use his room anymore. I have like
Mhm.
this little shitty ass studio that I usually love, but it's not the best for this kind of activity.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
again,
Well,
I
no, it
apologize.
no, it works enough, man. Thank you. I just appreciate you coming on, just like everybody else does. I was just trying to hold it down until you got here.
I completely appreciate it.
So, so anyway, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Deadhead Podcast, episode 31. Yep, 31. And this is supposed to be the Spider-Man episode, but we'll just kind of go from there and see what we
Yeah,
did.
guys, Dylan is being very pessimistic about this one. I don't know why. Like you came to me with this idea to be the Spider-Man episode, and then like a few weeks later, like, man, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can
Mhm.
talk to Spider-Man for like 2 hours straight.
Hey, don't
I'm
be
like, that's
putting our
fine.
personal don't be putting our personal conversations out there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put your business on the street. I'm just saying. I just thought it was kind of funny because I mean, when have we ever stick to one topic during an entire episode? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but usually we'll be like, okay, yes, we'll get off the main topic, but usually what we talk about has something to do with the main topic. Um, even if it's like the most far left, my left, uh, topic, we're at least kind of in that same ballpark, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like we're
And I
still in
say,
that.
and I think you're being pessimistic. I think we can pull it off. We'll see.
So anyway, but thank you guys for coming back to another episode. It's been a busy week for me. I've been really, really busy. I've been terrible with the videos. I've been terrible with the posts. Thank you, Jan, for updating the people about the show this week. Really appreciate it. And thank you guys for coming and checking us out. Hopefully you'll stick around and we'll just see where it goes from here. I don't know. I just got off for work for like an hour and a half ago. So I just took a shower, ate some lunch, and then now I'm here. So I'm ready to talk about some games of some sort or life in general. It doesn't really matter. And Spider-Man as well, right? Spider-Man is the focal point, but
Maybe we can squeeze
I
it in
got
there. Yeah.
I got some things. Yeah, like I said, I've things that we've talked about before. But anyway, we'll go into that. How are you doing, Jan? How's it going?
Well, I'm actually doing great because this week I've done something I never tried before. I was productive.
Oh.
This age-old adage. They tell you that if you've been productive, if you worked hard, then you feel good about yourself. They always told me that tale, this legend of old. I never really quite believed it. I thought it was like a kid's fairy tale.
Mm-hmm.
But after this week, I might start believing it just a little bit. It might be placebo. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'm kind of and as I've told, I'm a bit behind on some things, mainly like university related stuff, and so I've started to catch up. Me and a friend of mine. So we're I kind of feel good of myself that way. Like we're still far from being getting there, to catching up actually by the fact that we've taken these first steps. It makes the end goal look a bit more achievable, a bit more reachable.
Right.
And I've been, as every week this month, I've been playing a shit on Resident Evil, so that's good too. Got to Resident Evil 4, the original. I'm liking it way more than I thought I would. God, I have so many things stuck on. Like, this might as well be a fucking Resident Evil 4 episode. Like, if we thought we were going to be talking about Spider-Man 2 this episode, you've been fooled. I've been fooled. What I said 5 minutes ago, I was lying. I'm not going to be able to talk about Spider-Man 2 for so long.
Yeah.
But that's not about me. What about you?
No, it's been fine. Just working a lot. I'm very tired. I'm ready to be done, but we have a guy that he's on vacation, and we're so understaffed where we're at. So I'm having to pick up a lot of extra hours. I got to work tomorrow. I'm usually off tomorrow as well, and then I may have to work for the rest of the week, but I'm not too sure yet. I'm hoping I can get like a day or two off just to chill around the house. I wish I could have the day off to play Starfield when it comes out, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I think I'm going to have to work, which just really sucks. But because I didn't so with if you have Game Pass on Xbox, as most of you guys know, you can get the game on September 6th, which is the release date. But if you get the premium like add-on to it, where it comes with like the DLC and some other stuff, you get to play it you get to play it like 5 days earlier. So I didn't even buy the game. I just got the premium upgrade, which is like $30, just so I could play it. I think it comes out August 31st at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So where I'm
That's
at.
What I heard.
I'm excited. I'm excited to check it out, but I'm gonna have to work so much, man. I don't even know when I'm gonna be able to play it. I'm
gonna try. It's like 8 p.m. Weren't you gonna clock out by then?
Yeah, I'll be out by then. Yeah, I'll be able to play it. But it's like it's such a big game, man. Like 2 hours is not going to be enough. Like because I have to work the next day, so I can't stay up. I'll probably try to stay up till like 11:30, 12 o'clock. But then after that, it's got to be a hard cutoff. Like I have to. I have to go to sleep.
It's a Thursday, right? If at least it were like a Friday, maybe it would have been easier. Not to get the day off on the weekend, but.
No. I usually have to work the weekends, and especially now with us being understaffed, I have to pick up the shift. So it's just really irritating right now. I've got a lot of stuff going on, personal, good stuff, good things personal, but it's just a lot of things going on. So it just feels good sometimes just sit down and talk about games. It's good to just play some games. It's good to just relax. It's been therapeutic for me. I've been going to my local track, trying to get a few miles in every day. And that's been really therapeutic for me when I've had time to do it. I've been so busy. I might try to slip down there after we get off the show here, but it just depends, man. It's just a lot going on, man. But in saying that, get off of that for a second. I've been playing. So we'll get back. We'll get to Spider-Man eventually by the end of this video. But I have been playing. So Jan's been saying he's been playing a lot of Resident Evil. I've been playing an absolute fuck ton of Red Dead Redemption. I finished Undead Nightmare. I beat Red Dead Redemption, and now I'm making my way through Red Dead 2. And I honestly forget. I know. Well, see, so just so everybody knows, I don't know if you guys have barely been checking out the channel. I did a Red Dead Redemption video where I talked about my favorite. I don't think you should watch it, Jan, because you need to play the game. But in the video, I go through my favorite scenes, some great dialogue, because that game as far as story and dialogue and characters, it's phenomenal. It really is. And so I beat it on Xbox through backwards compatibility because Xbox already had it where you could play it backwards compatibility. But Undead Nightmare runs like shit, which is the DLC with Red Dead Redemption, where it's set in like a zombie apocalypse. And it's a really cool like side game with the original game, and it's really fun, but it's really buggy on Xbox. So this port that everybody loves so much, I bought it on PlayStation. And I downloaded it and I played a little bit of the original game, but I've already beaten it. So I'm like, I need to take a break off that. I played Undead Nightmare. I loved it. I beat the game. I put some gameplay up on our socials if you guys want to see it.
So it plays well on the port, on the modern port is
Dude,
what you're saying?
it plays beautifully. What is everybody bitching about? I don't
It,
understand. This is
they're
beautiful.
bitching about the $50 for a
Oh,
30 FPS port.
when?
Well, not
Cry
everybody has a
fucking
high
baby.
paying job like you, dude. I sure as hell I don't. Thank God I got you. Give me the access to all these games. But I mean, I get it.
Mhm.
I honestly get it.
Yeah, I
Like
get
for
it,
that,
but
like the amount of effort and the price you put on a product, should have some sort of balance. They
mhm.
done the bare minimum and are asking, not full price, but next to full price for it. It's kind of bullshit. They got lazy. That's the problem.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like I'm back and forth on it because I understand that it does come off lazy, but at the same time, then don't fucking buy it. It's that simple. It's that simple, bro. Don't
Oh yeah,
buy
no.
it.
Well, I agree. Yes, the hate train is ridiculous. Sure,
It-
but I mean,
I
okay. Imagine
my
this. Imagine
yeah.
this.
Oh yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
picture this. So you're a guy, right, who doesn't have like the old consoles. Maybe doesn't have an Xbox, right? Either
Mhm.
has like PS4, 5, or maybe a Switch, right?
Right.
And maybe he can't afford their consoles, right? That's why but he really wants to play Red Dead
Mhm.
because they've been hearing about Red Dead all their lives. And then Rockstars comes around and go, you know what? You actually get to play it now, but you get to play like a either shittier version or as shitty a version as the original is, but you get to play the price of a full price indie game that would come out this year. Get it? It's kind of a fuck
Okay.
you to the fans. It's
Well,
like
I agree, but then wait for a sale. You don't need to play it
yeah.
right now, right? That's an old ass game. It's old. Why
Although,
why pay $50 for it? Listen, I'm gonna pay $50 because I love this game. I think it's worth if it sold it for $100, I probably would buy it. I love this game. This is what I'm saying, people. Listen, if you love a product, I made a great comparison. I made a video just recently. Let me see I forgot what I titled it. Let me go back really quick and see. I think I know what it was. It was it says, shoot, I can't remember. I thought I had it. Hold on, let me check really
you want me
quick.
to look it up?
No, it's okay. I got it. I can see really quick. And I forgot what I titled it. Okay, gaming controversies. When does it end? That's what I titled it.
Mm.
And in that video, I made a comparison, and I put a video that I watched from a YouTuber called Skill Up. I don't know if you've heard of Skill Up. I think he's from the UK, I believe. No, yeah, the UK, yeah. And in that video, he's doing a review on The Last of Us remake, part one. So part one remake that came out for PS5. And
Mhm.
there was like an uproar when that came out because the only thing that was being upgraded was the visuals. It wasn't
Mhm.
changing the animations or the gunplay or anything like that. They weren't adding to the story. They weren't adding any missions. All it was a visual upgrade, which is nice, but that's it. But people were bitching about it. So Skillup made a review giving his thoughts on The Last of Us remake. And one of the things he says was, I compare this purchase to my love for RoboCop. And what his example was is that RoboCop came out in the 80s. I bought it in the 80s, right? Then it was
Mhm.
released. It was released on VHS. I bought it. It was released on DVD. I bought it. It was released on Blu-ray. I bought it. There was a Steelbook Blu-ray edition. I bought it. There was a 4K edition. I bought it. And so he's going through the whole thing. He says, "Do you realize how like crazy that is?" Sure. But if I love something, I am willing to spend the money. So I think when he said that, I put that in my video because I wasn't trying to come off like a douchebag, like, oh, I got so much money, I can spend this. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if you love something, you'll be willing to spend top dollar. I'll spend $80 on Red Dead Redemption. If they do a Red Dead 2 patch where it runs 60 FPS and it's like the visuals are already insane, but if they just tightened it up to where it was like a
There's
little bit
no
more.
there's no current gen patch.
No,
Mhm.
it's still running the PS4 version. That's the version I'm playing. And I still
Mhm.
think it plays phenomenal. It could use a
Mhm.
60 FPS patch, but the thing is like six the frames do matter to me, but like the way these games play, like for instance, like Red Dead on the PS4 version, I still think it plays great. I think it looks awesome. The I've seen some complaints about some people were comparing to the Xbox and saying there wasn't as much like contrast Like it looks like the
Mhm.
colors are a little bit dull. I don't know about those comparisons, but I get what you're saying. I know I went to like a little bit of spiel there. It's just because I made a video about it, so it's a little fresh. But all I'm saying is that if you love something, I don't think it really matters. If you don't want to spend $50, then don't. It's no big deal. It is an old game. Should they sell it for 50? Probably not. But at the same time, dude, it runs well. It's not like it's buggy. It's not a buggy mess. It runs fine. The
Yeah.
gameplay is still
Okay.
top notch, man. The gameplay is still top notch. So it's
Yeah.
like,
No. No.
you know, I get what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just giving you my side. Like I think what SkillUp said in his review about RoboCop, I think that fits perfectly for
Well,
me.
dude. Okay, I completely understand what you're saying because when it comes to The Last of Us Part One, like we are on the same page. We're like, people, as you said, and people complaining about it, and I completely understand why they were. But at the same time, I'm a complete bitch for Naughty Dog and The Last of Us.
Hmm.
So yeah, they could do what they want, right? They could
Hmm.
release tomorrow. They could go, okay, so we have like $150 version of The Last of Us Part One where we had a scene where Ellie farts. I'm like, okay, here's my money, dude, right? Um, but I don't know. I don't know. I guess maybe The Last of Us. Maybe you're right. Maybe some people really like to complain, and it's probably correct. But I can tell you that it's not that I, I think it's just I hate it when I see these missed opportunities. Because if they really wanted to, right? If they really wanted to, they
Hmm.
could have made, a really kick-ass remaster, right? Because
Hmm.
that's when you're porting, when you're re-releasing an old game, you're trying to make it play, feel as good as you remember it, or maybe even better. You have the chance to clean up some of the mess because gaming development is messy. A lot of things end up on the cutting room floor. When you re-release it, you kind of have the chance to kind of polish the edges because no game is perfect, right?
Hmm.
And the fact or even that at least put it up to modern standards, when it comes to things like load times, frame rate, all that. The fact that they did none of that, and we're talking about Rockstar. I mean,
Well,
these guys, they were the man,
I was gonna say
right?
load time. So just real quick though, load times are non-existent. I will say that. Let me just.
That's
I
it.
gotta defend them a little bit. They
No,
do
no, no, you
have.
do okay.
I
No,
don't mean
no,
to be
correct
like
me
the
whenever
white
I'm wrong.
knight. I'm just saying. I'm trying to give
Good.
you a little bit here.
No, 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 good. Correct me anytime. It's good. It's good. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I mean it's just the fact that Rockstar, they were very highly thought of,
Mhm.
at least when I was growing up. But starting with 2014 onwards, they've really been on a downward spiral. Their reputation has really plummeted, and I
Mhm.
think it really comes to the fact that they've made a lot of very lazy decisions. They were at the top of the game, and at that point they said, okay, we don't have to try anymore. So they didn't. They stopped. They released, instead of releasing they haven't released a new GTA game since 2013. They have released a shit ton of ports and remasters of incredibly varying quality. And then, Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 was great. But then comes this lackluster remaster. That's the problem. It is disappointing. That's what it is.
Mhm.
I do agree. I do think that the whole the hate train is the whole hate culture in game. We talked about it in the last video.
Mhm.
People just love to play. People love being mad. People
Right.
just find any reason to be mad, and I'm
Mhm.
completely against that. But I feel like we should criticize companies when it's due, and here it is because they really kind of they didn't even screw the pooch. They didn't try.
Mhm.
And yeah, those are my 2 cents on it. Because of course, I am grateful I'm gonna get a chance to play Red Dead Redemption 1. I wanted to play 1 before 2 because I'm a nerd like that. I'm a stickler for stuff like that. So I am glad of this, but
Mhm. You'll have a
it's kind
deeper. You'll have a deeper appreciation if you play one and then go to two.
of course, but so I'm glad that I have the option, but it's kind of I have to take it. It has a bit of a bitter
Yeah.
aftertaste in my mouth, right?
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I mean, the only thing I don't agree with is when you have people telling people what to buy with their own money, right? Like I've
Mm-hmm.
seen, like I'm like scrolling through. I know I've become a monster of who I said I did not want to be, but I'll be like scrolling through like
The
TikTok
very
or
thing
like
is that you want
something.
to
Yeah,
destroy.
I'll be scrolling through TikTok or the Instagram stories or whatever, and you have people, and I follow a lot, a lot of people that are in this
Mhm.
industry, and there's literally a lot of content creators like telling people like not to buy something. There's even people telling other people not to buy Starfield. Like it's a mess, it's a piece of shit, it's not
Right.
really open. Todd Howard can't be
Bethesda.
trusted. Bethesda's a shitty company. Like, why are you telling people not to buy something? Like, that's not right, dude. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. Listen, if you
Yeah.
don't agree with Rockstar selling this port for $50, then don't buy it. It's not that hard. I agree, right? For $50, there should be a remaster. There should be PS5 capabilities. Of course, I agree 100%, but that's not what we got. I love the game, so I'm worth them to spend it. But I get it. But I think also too, if like I said, if someone wants to bitch about $50, that comes down to two things. And this the first one of these things might sound hurtful to some people, but I'm not meaning it in a very bad way. If you think $50 is a lot of money, obviously you don't have a lot of money on you, and that's fine. I've been there. Trust me. Like actually, I would say we've had this conversation before. I mean,
Mhm.
I was living off like $150 for an entire month 7 years ago. Because when I graduated out of high school, like I went on my own. My parents didn't help me. I had nobody to financially back me in any way. I was working at the local grocery store until I was able to, get enough schooling, enough certifications to go do what I need to do and get a higher paying job. It took me a while to get to the point where I am now. So I get it. Like there's kids out there, people who are just graduated who don't have a lot of money. There's college kids out there who are not with it like some people, and that's fine. It takes time, but to me, bitching over $50 is ridiculous, especially in the gaming community. I guess you could sit here and say like, okay, if you buy this stuff, you're telling them that this shit's okay.
You're
That's a
voting with your
fair
own wallet.
that's a fair argument, but I think at the same time, if I like it and I see it, I'm gonna buy it. As simple as that. That's where I'm at with it. Like I seen Red Dead 1 was coming to PlayStation. I love that game, and then I wanted to share that. I wanted to be able to play it, so eventually we could talk about it on the show. To me, it's well worth the money. I don't even think of it like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. Again, that's me.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I hate. I really don't like the tone of the "don't buy this game" because I think what it is just a hyperbole. I think what they're saying is that they're pretty much saying what you're saying. If you don't agree with it, don't buy it.
Mhm.
Yeah, but the message is so aggressive. It's kind of again, it's just unnecessary to be like that.
I
Don't
just don't
buy it.
think
And
it's right.
buy it thinking that it's okay to do it. Yeah, we fucking know it. We understand how economy works. Like, what do you mean? Yeah, just treating us like fucking children. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, no, but like, and that's why I like conversation like this. Even if we differ on some things, I'm fine with that. Like, I'm cool with that because
makes it interesting.
I'm just one of those that, like I said, if I can financially back it and I love something, that's what. Listen, the whole reason the thumbnail behind our beautiful faces right now is Spider-Man. Listen, I have said a bunch of times on this show, and I've said it to Jan privately, that something is just not hyping me up about this Spider-Man game. However, I've already bought a copy. I've already bought the DualSense controller, and I'm probably going to get a digital copy so I can play it at midnight. So I'm already in. I'm already monetarily in. So I've already done my part as the consumer. I'm just saying, I don't know something. I don't know what it is. Jan, maybe you can help me here. I don't know why I'm not hyped about this game. I do not know why. I'm looking forward to Starfield more. I'm looking forward to Final Fantasy. Well, I guess I can't compare it to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, huh? I can't do that. I mean, that's a special series to me. Like, that's special. There's not a whole lot of things that's going to be able to like triumph that. But like, I'm looking forward to the Avatar game in December. I'm looking more forward to that than I am Spider-Man, and I do not know why. Can you explain to me? Besides me being stupid, can you explain to me why I'm not really looking forward to it? I don't get it.
I don't either because I mean, if you were pretty indifferent to Spider-Man, I would kind of get it. But you love the first game. We've talked about Spider-Man for so much. Oh, hello, Dragon. Thanks for dropping in.
Yeah, how's it going, man?
And beat you to it. So I mean, okay. At first, I thought it was like hype exhaustion, right? Because sometimes I think I told you this privately too. Like we are so used to being so fucking hyped for something, right? Being so
Mhm.
riled up for it. We think about it day and night. We keep rewatching the trailers. We keep watching videos like 5 things you missed in the 30-second teaser. Uh,
Mhm.
and and I thought that maybe you're just experiencing this thing where you are looking forward to playing it, just not as much. And comparatively to what you're used to in this landscape, you think you're not that excited for it. But then I see that you are the kind of person that does get pretty hyped, and that's not a bad thing at all. Like for Starfield, man, you're pumped as hell. Final
Mhm.
Fantasy VII Rebirth, you're pumped as hell.
Mhm.
So I don't know, dude. I don't know because I see that because I'm not the kind of person that gets super hyped. You know this. I'm of course it varies, but mostly I'm someone that can't wait for it to happen. But I'm not gonna if I get like a time machine, get a chance to get there early, I'm not gonna go in the time machine. I'm gonna
Mhm.
live the days
Yeah.
that have to live to get there.
Yeah.
Uh, we're doing pretty good, Dragon. Since we're asking. We're bitching about Red Dead Redemption, about the ports, and dealing with
Uh.
an existential crisis over not being hyped with Spider-Man 2.
Well.
So I think it's business
Well.
as usual.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Business usual. I just wanted you to sit there, like, cause you can be my therapist, right? Like,
Mhm.
I don't understand
Mhm.
because so we saw the gameplay trailer. They released what, like a 20-minute long gameplay trailer where they showed a
Mhm.
sequence, and it's very cinematic. It looks
They showed
beautiful.
Venom.
Yeah. You see Venom.
Mhm.
You see the symbiote suit. You see the
You see
symbiote
Craven.
gameplay. Yeah, you see Craven. I mean, he's huge. That's what I want. I
Mhm.
want a hulking Craven. You know, the Craven movie that's coming out in October. Look, honestly, does it look a little cheesy? Yeah, it does. But
Oh,
one thing
yeah,
I
those.
don't like about the movie is the guy they picked. I like the guy they picked, but as far as his like physical nature, he's not like,
I've seen nothing of it. Let me see it.
yeah, he's not. He's. I think it's Aaron Taylor Johnson is what his name is, but he's obviously like jacked. He's a really big dude, but he's not like
Oh, okay.
yeah, he's not like comic book Craven. Like Craven is like
Yeah,
this
he's not
huge guy.
absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know, man. Like I'm interested in that. Like there's some people who have never heard of Craven before, right? Like have never, there's actual like
So many
Spider
do. A
Man.
lot of people don't know who Craven is,
It's
and I
nuts,
was
man.
I was appalled. Like like I mean, okay, I'm not gonna geek out, but like Craven's Lost Hunt, right? One of the
Hmm.
best Spider-Man stories ever, right?
Hmm.
I remember reading it when I was 11, and it shocked the hell out of me, right?
Hmm.
It's like it's existential, it's violent. Spider-Man fucking dies and sees all his friends there turning into fucking ash and bones before his eyes. Uh, it's great. I mean, right. It's shocking, and
Hmm.
it's fantastic, and it's great for a lot, not just for those reasons, for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
And people not only don't know about the story, they don't know about Craven.
Hmm.
Like I've seen people, saying calling themselves Marvel fans. Like I don't want to come at like MCU fans over here, but like he called himself Marvel fan because he saw the MCU movies. He doesn't know who fucking Craven is. I'm like, get the fuck out of my house. Like I don't care if you paid rent. Get the fuck out of my
Yeah.
like right
Get the
now.
fuck.
Like,
Yeah. Right.
I'm
Yeah.
kidding. I'm exaggerating, but I was pretty shocked that people don't know who Craven is.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. I guess because like there's some people who haven't really played the games like us, who haven't really watched an animated series, who haven't really read the comics. Like they've only seen the cinematic Spider-Man
Mm-hmm.
experience, so they know Goblin, they know Doc Ock, they know Venom, they know Sandman. Who else? Electro, and then you got Vulture, which is in the Homecoming movie. You got
Mm-hmm.
Mysterio, and then you got all the ones that show up in No Way Home, and that's it. That's all they know. Like the Lizard, yeah, that's right, like you mentioned. But yeah, it's like that's all they know. They don't know anything else, and it's like Spider Man has like a huge array of supervillains. Like, but you
And
know
he
what's one?
sometimes steals supervillains from other heroes.
Yeah, yeah, dude, it's
But
awesome.
I
And
think the Chameleon, he was like Fantastic Four's villain before Spider-Man just fucking.
that's cool. Actually, I didn't know that either. I didn't know that
Yeah.
either. That's
I
that's
think it
pretty
was a
cool.
chameleon. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, like I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe you'll look at me cross-eyed here. I think we might have had this conversation when we talked about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and we were talking about the Spot. I didn't
Hmm.
know. I wasn't too familiar with the spot. I'm
I
gonna be
didn't know
honest with
either.
you.
No, I remember we had the same culture shock together.
Oh yeah, we looked him up. That's right. We looked him
Yeah.
up on. Yeah, yeah, that's right. We did look it up, and yeah, we saw what he looked like. And some of his pictures, he's got a little bit of a build, and then there's some like animations of him. They're more of like the slender kind of awkward
Hmm.
bod that he has in Across the Spider Verse, where he's real skinny and got the plump belly.
The dad bod.
But yeah, so I don't know, man. Like I'm racking my brain around it. Like the combat, get back to the game for a second. The the combat looks fluid and as fun as I guess what it did in the remastered, Spider-Man PS4. It looks as good as that.
Yeah.
It looks as good as Miles Morales. I think visually it looks cleaner, but it looks more or less the same as the
Oh,
original
yeah,
game.
can do much to polish it, can you?
Not really. I mean, how much more can you really change New York? I mean, you can add like more like reflections. You can add more like maybe interactive buildings to swing through. Like you can have more interactions with the people down on the street and stuff besides just giving them a high five and stuff like in the original game. I mean, you can do
Mm.
more stuff like that, but I guess that's where I'm sitting with it, man. And maybe you can tell me something else to maybe think of it differently. But I guess right now I'm kind of sitting at like I've done this already. I feel like I've done this
Mhm.
already. I'm ready to really honestly like, and this might sound really stupid because obviously you can go on YouTube and look up cutscenes, but I'm really excited just to kind of play through the story, do the side
Yeah.
quest, and just see what's going on there. And I'm not really excited for much else because I know the combat's going to be if it's anything like the original game, it's going to be at least. I mean, it's going to be at least that, and that's pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
that
with all the
they're going to be.
symbiote abilities, I
Yeah,
think there's gonna be a lot of shit going on.
yeah, but I wonder how far that tree. I wonder how far that skill tree is going to go because I imagine you're not going to play as Venom long. I mean, have the symbiote suit that long. I imagine you won't have it that long
Well, I
because
mean,
obviously Venom has to play into it like pretty soon. So,
what I imagine is that maybe not during the story, but like during like the free roam, the free play portion, there's gonna be like some, new game plus shenanigans.
mhm,
We can just reactivate the suit. I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't make sense if they locked us out of the symbiote for most of the game, right? I mean, it's kind
mhm,
of the main draw, gameplay wise.
mhm,
That and I mean, one thing that they did improve is with the mobility is they made everything faster. So made the swinging faster. You can do the flying squirrel thing with your web armpits,
yeah,
and because now the console can process stuff faster, so it doesn't have to slow you down.
mhm,
Uh, so yeah, but like I'm with you on that one. I think that we're both like I'm surely not excited for like the open world elements. I mean, who gives a shit about that? I mean, of course, speaking of open world games, I'll take this one over any other, right?
yeah, yeah,
But it's still an open world game.
mhm,
It's still so obviously I'm not looking forward to that. It's gonna be fun swinging around.
mhm,
In but yeah, I'm also looking forward to the story. The story is what is really drawing me in.
yeah, yeah,
Because I really love this interpretation of the characters of Miles too. Mary Jane also.
mhm,
So and I'm also super curious what they're gonna do with Harry. And like the villains in Spider-Man One, in Spider-Man PS4, they're greatly made. You see
mhm,
they're not bi-dimensional. They have they're more facets. You get to see why they're like that. You see also their fallen nature. You see their ascent, their descent into madness.
mhm.
So I'm kind of expecting the same quality. Like there's nothing concrete that excites me about it. It's just I know it's gonna be quality,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's somewhat rare,
It
right?
is, and that was going to be my next thing was I mean one thing you'll know for a fact when you get this game, I mean unless it's just a buggy mess, which I doubt it.
Yeah, it's
You
Insomniac.
know,
Come on.
it's Insomniac and they're going to put out quality and it's going to run 60 FPS. You just know these things, and in today's gaming culture, that is hard to find because one of the things that I had talked about again, go back to that video. We kind of covered a couple things in that video where I talked about how I'm kind of worried that these consoles, where they stand right now, are not that powerful, not as powerful as advertised. You know what I'm saying? Because the way they were talking was 60 FPS was going to be like the new standard. Yes, you can go back to 30, but now it's almost like every game I've played recently have been like, even if I'm playing on performance mode, I'm not playing at 60. I'm playing like 40, 45.
45.
I'm not playing. Yeah, like what did you say? Like when we were talking about Final Fantasy 16 and we
Oh,
mentioned that
it's no way
gameplay,
60.
you said something. You said, I forgot what the words you said, but it gives you the illusion of 60. But like I think I told you, I said, yeah, I was playing on performance mode for a little while, but obviously I wasn't running 60. You said, yeah, it just gives you the illusion of 60. I think that's what you said, or something like that. Because it's
Like maybe
not.
the motion blur. That might have been what I said.
Yeah, maybe it's some with that, but it gives you like it makes you feel like like okay, well if I put on performance mode, it runs better, but does it really run much better than the 30 FPS mode? No, it doesn't, because I ended up switching to 30 FPS mode on Final Fantasy 16 because the performance was so bad. And same thing goes for Jedi Survivor. That was another game that I played at 30, and it didn't really bother me.
That is
But
I don't think. Okay, so I'm sorry if I like stop you dead on your tracks,
Mhm.
but what I think is happening is that the console might be 3 years into its lifespan, but it is still relatively young. I mean, think about the PS3. Think of the games that came out during the first 3 years of the PS3, and think of the ones that came at the final 3 years of the PS3. Compare Uncharted 1 to The Last of Us.
Mhm.
I think what's happening is just developers need to accustom themselves to the new machines. I mean, that's been a thing every year, like with our generation. I mean, think about PS4 also. I mean, sure, Bloodborne was great, come out in 2015, but it was locked to 30 with all those fancy animations. But on the same year, later on, we got MGS5, who's going to play a
Mhm.
smooth 60 and looks gorgeous. I think, I don't know, just developers need to sharpen their tools. That's all it is. I don't think it's up to the consoles.
That's a good point.
Like developers can do wonders when they're down to it. I mean, I don't want to go completely off tangent, but I really think that like hardware limitations, although they are a thing, they obviously are a thing.
Mhm.
But I think that like in the good hands, they can make anything work. Did you know that there is a port of Resident Evil 2 for the Nintendo 64?
No, I didn't know
There's
that.
Resident Evil 2, which this baffled me. If you didn't know, it came out in the original on PlayStation 1. It came out in 2 discs, one for Claire's campaign and one for
Mhm.
Leon's campaign.
Mhm.
Do you think that like, okay, how's that going to work on Nintendo 64, which has fucking cartridges? Most ports, most N64 ports of like PlayStation games had like severe drawbacks. Like it didn't have full motion video. The sound was completely bit crushed. So you're like, okay, how the fuck they're gonna have like what, 6 cartridges? No, dude, it has one cartridge, and the
Hmm.
gameplay is just for both. For both playthroughs. They
Hmm.
managed to fit in the content of 2 fucking PS1 discs into one fucking cartridge. And here's the thing: it even has content that a PS1 version doesn't. It has different costumes. You can change the blood color.
Hmm.
It has some other add-ons that I forgot about. So of course there are some clear draw, and it has full motion video. It has every single cutscene. They
Hmm.
remove any of the cutscenes. I mean, like here and there, I guess if you have a really sharp eye, you can see that they've done some compromises here and there.
Yeah.
But the final product is phenomenal. And this is just, to me, is just like an allegory to say that in the right hands, anything is possible. Like I think that, especially like you quoted Jedi Survivor, dude, come on, it's CA. Like we know that they crunched those poor developers to death to make them meet that deadline. This is all they could do.
Hmm.
I think that it's really up to the developer.
Hmm.
Pressure them.
Right. Well, you know what's crazy about that is that game apparently I haven't played it since I beat it, but apparently the game is still not fixed. Apparently the game is
Oh yeah,
still
and
very
it's not gonna
stuttery.
be. It's not gonna be. It's like what's it called? The Fallen Order. Same
Hmm.
way, dude.
Hmm.
Same way. They
Really?
like, okay. They did like they did fix it a bit.
Hmm.
And when I played the first time, I played the next gen port on PS5. Okay, and it wasn't as ridiculous as those glitch compilations I've seen that made me back away from the game at launch. Like it wasn't that ridiculous, but it was still. I've encountered the odd glitch, the odd
Mm-hmm.
oddity here and there, way more than I would do in most AAA releases.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
So I mean, I'm not surprised, honestly.
Yeah, I think when because I played it for a second time on PS5 with the PS5 upgrade, and
Mhm.
I don't think I had any issues. Felt pretty smooth
No,
too. So I think they've ironed that. I feel like they ironed that out pretty well. But Survivor, yeah, I can't vouch for that. I haven't tried it. I love that game. I love Survivor.
mhm.
I'm sorry, dude.
No,
I love that game.
well,
I
dude, anything
enjoy that.
Star Wars, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. No, but I think I think I enjoyed it more than most people. Like a lot of people, are like, oh, it's okay. The story didn't blow me away, but anyway, we were going to do a whole episode. Just to let everybody know, we were going to do a whole episode on that, and then just everything fell through. We never did a full episode on that, did we? I
No,
don't
we
think we did.
didn't. It was, when I had kind of a bunch of issues on my own, so
Yeah,
I
that's right.
couldn't,
Yeah, that's
get
right.
to it.
Yeah, no, we couldn't get to it. Yeah, I knew it was probably around that time. But yeah, no, we never got to make a video on that. But I think we were both pretty positive on it. Just the story was it,
Yeah,
but but I loved everything else.
honestly, I had no problem with the story. Like, I don't know what people are expecting. I think it was completely fine.
Yeah, I thought it was fine too. I'm not one of those people. I thought it was a good build to what's coming later, and I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I
Not
mean,
only
as long
that,
as
I
it's
like,
optimized.
like, if anything, I may have liked it more than the first game because I like the characters more. I think that Carl was way more likable in Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
He's more of a character. You see him grow in this one.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, it might be predictable. It might be archetypal or whatever you want. It's fun. Like cliches like this exist for a reason. I had,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go there to expect fucking Citizen Kane. I was just there to have a fucking good time. Want to
Yeah.
chop stormtroopers with my lightsaber. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that combat, man. That combat's awesome. I love that
No, I know.
combat system. I really enjoyed that.
Mhm.
But anyway, back to Spider-Man. Uh, speaking of combat, like I said, looks smooth. But yeah, like you said, I think the only thing really to add on to it, I think you hit the nail on the head, was the symbiote combat. I think that's going to be a big thing. I wonder if you'll be able to play as Venom. I wonder if you'll be able to play as
I don't
Venom.
think so, dude.
You don't think so?
That's like yeah, that's a villain. I don't think.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I
I
don't know.
think
I don't really care.
we get
I
the
don't really.
symbiotes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
I don't really care, to be honest with you. If I'm
dude,
being completely honest.
dude, I think it's okay. I think you should really stop beating yourself up about it. I think it's completely fine if you're not hyped about it. I mean, what matters is that when it comes out, you play it and then you actually see how you feel. Because maybe you look back at these episodes after playing it, it'll be like, man, I was a fool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, I was.
Well, that's what I hope. Like, I mean, how we normally do these big releases, we'll do a first impressions, and then we'll wrap it up with a full on discussion on the entirety of the game, and that's definitely coming. So it'll be fun, and I hope I'm blown away. I really am. I hope that it's like, holy shit, this is the best superhero game I have ever played. But when I think about superhero games, I'm sorry, I hate to do this. I think about the Arkham games. I think about how great they were. I love the dark atmosphere. The combat is brutal. The story is very, very dark and sinister and goofy all at the same time. Like, that's what makes those Arkham games so good, is that it has a mix of everything. And I know it's like you can't compare it to that because this is a whole different character. Spider-Man's a more of a levity character. He has dark moments, but it's more of a levity type character. Happier. So I can't really compare it to the Arkham games. But when you look at the Arkham games and you see what they did, that really is like the standard. It really is.
Not only
Like,
that, I think the Arkham games were very important for superhero video games in general. The superhero video games before that kind of sucked dick. I mean, we had the odd Ultimate Alliance and stuff like that, which I mean they were good games. They were quality,
yeah, they're
but
okay.
they were not.
Yeah, they're fine.
They
Yeah.
were not, as you said, they set a new standard. Arkham games set a new standard, and people started taking superhero games more seriously. If we never had Arkham, we never would have had Spider-Man, like Marvel Spider-Man, Insomniac.
Right.
Not in a million years.
And look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm still mad. I know we talked about this, but I'm
Mhm.
still mad. They changed his fucking face. I don't like this Peter Parker's
Me
face.
too.
I don't like it. It takes me. Look, you see this
No, I
badass
agree.
Spider-Man. You see this badass Spider-Man. He's one of the best Spider-Man iterations that we've seen in a while.
Oh yeah.
And
Hmm.
and you just know that stupid face is underneath that mask.
I cannot, dude. Is what is gonna happen? I'm gonna start liking Miles more, and I
I,
cannot believe I'm saying this.
I'm already there. I'm
Yeah,
already there.
like little bitch Miles, and it's all because of face. And I'm so sorry because, as you said, dialogue, like his dialogue lines are fantastic.
Oh,
His voice lines, great. His fucking face, dude. Why does he look like a fucking baby? I do not understand.
hmm yeah.
Like, I completely fine with Peter Parker looking like an average Joe.
hmm
Actually, that's kind of the point,
Yeah. The
right?
point. Yeah.
But he looks like a fucking douchebag. Like, come on, like, I don't want to be mean. Like, look at him. You know, he looks like the guy that goes, "Sorry, teacher, you didn't look up our homework. We were
oh,
supposed to have
he,
homework. You
oh, he
didn't
looks like
assign
one of
homework
those.
today." That's what, dude. I'm telling you,
hmm
looks like the kind of guy when he gets bullied, you don't feel sorry for him. You're kind of glad. You're like, oh god, finally someone's putting in his place. I do not condone bullying, by the way. Let it be known.
No, I mean,
Uh,
of course not. But
Indeed.
like, I'll be honest with you. Ever since Tom Holland's bitch ass became Spider-Man, I've been more of a Miles guy anyway. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh, no.
I can't stand his iteration of the character and anything about it. And if there's anything like remotely close to that, I hate it. And that's why I don't like this Spider-Man's face. I don't the PS5 version. I don't like his face because he looks like bitch ass Tom Holland. And so I would rather
God.
just play as Miles. I'm sorry. I'd rather play as Miles.
Yeah,
I like Miles better in the movie. I think Miles embodies Spider-Man more in the freaking animated movie than Tom Holland's version in 6 movies he was in. 6
I mean,
movies.
it doesn't take much, does it?
No,
What do you
it
mean 6
doesn't.
movies? Then? 3 movies.
But he's been in 6 altogether, though. He's in a few MCU movies, and then he was in
Oh,
his own
you're
movies.
right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I
Yeah.
keep forgetting that. No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he shows up in that. He's just like a little punk kid, like, oh, Mr. Stark, do you want me to chase this guy? Yeah, go.
But
Like, what are you doing?
I've
What are you doing?
like I've seen some of those scenes because okay, you can. Some people are gonna start knocking on the door with pitchforks and fire torches, but I haven't seen most of the MCU. In fact, I haven't seen any of the Avengers movies, but I did see a compilation of
What?
all the scenes with Tom Holland. Yeah, okay, let's not get into that.
What?
I have seen every. I'm trying to get a point here though, and it's at your favor. I'm backing you up here. So, Tom Holland, I've seen a compilation of all his scenes across the MCU. That's not in his own movies. I'm like, I mean, he's funny. Like, I get it, it's somewhat funny, but like, come on, you cannot do this to the man. You cannot do this to Spider-Man, right? Like,
When is
maybe,
he
and I
funny?
said,
When is he funny? I don't get it. When is he
like, I
funny?
mean,
Tell
it's
me.
funny. Oh no. Well, I don't remember right now, but I remember kind of chuckling at what he was saying. Like, okay, so he was fighting like 2 guys. I don't remember even who. Like some guys with like some gear, like some space fucking gear, and he was like going around. He was geeking out. He was, they were like using these space guns. He's going, "Oh man, this is an electron proton super spatial quantum complex." I don't know, and I guess it. I mean, it was funny because it's so out of. He wasn't reading the room. These guys are going to try and fucking kill him, and he's kicking over their gear.
Right.
I mean, I see the humor in it. And I said a lot of times before, I'd be completely okay if he started out like this, and later on he got more serious. And I guess that is what happened in No Way Home. It took him way too long.
Mm-hmm.
As you said, we cannot have 6 Spider-Man movies where he's a complete fucking idiot. Because that's why they turned him. Like, I mean, he's supposed to be, when he's Peter Parker, he's supposed to be a bit, socially awkward, but he's not an idiot. And that's what I even like. I know you never read Ultimate Spider-Man, but even like the fucking emo Peter from those comics, and the one who fucking yells at Aunt May in every second issue. I even like him more. Then
at least he had some balls.
Exactly. Yeah, and he gets some tail. You know what I'm saying?
He gets some tail.
I guess somehow.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, at least get some tail. I mean, goodness gracious, man, he sucks.
Right? I mean,
yeah, no, I don't. I know it's a whole. I mean, look, it's Spider-Man related. So see, I told you, ballpark, right? I told you beginning episode. We might get off. We might get off the game, but we're still right there. Yeah, no,
So
he
we're bitching
sucks.
about his face. It's
He,
Spider-Man
su- he
related.
he sucks, man. Tom Holland sucks, and I don't. But I will say this. I will say this. Like,
Disclaimer: we are talking about his iteration in the movies, not the
yeah,
actor
yeah,
itself.
yeah, yeah. Not the actor, even though he plays the same actor in every movie, but that's whatever. Um, but I will say this though, he did go on somebody's podcast recently. I don't know. Have you seen any of his recent like any videos of him sitting down on a podcast or anything?
Dude,
He
media blackout. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. He talks about in this podcast that he has struggled with alcoholism in these past few
Oh,
years.
dang.
And
Yikes.
he says that the pressure from Hollywood makes him not even want to be in movies anymore. Like
Oh, I heard that.
that's why he's been so distant. That's why he's like saying I don't really want to play Spider. Like he's kind of alluding to I kind of want to leave Spider-Man behind because I just don't really want to be in this
Mm-hmm.
atmosphere anymore. And honestly, I respect that. I respect that a lot. I'm fine with that. Like if that's your problem and you want to stay away from Hollywood because of how they are and it's leading you to do things that's messing with your health and could critically put you in a bad
Mm-hmm.
place, by all means, man, step away. I mean, I look, as much as I might bash the guy, and because I think he plays like a little bitch in all of his movies, including Nathan Drake, right? Um, at the end of the day, man, like if you're going through stuff, dude, we've all been there. You need to step away, right? That's
Oh no! I mean, especially like Hollywood is a fucking bitch. Dude,
mm-hmm,
the guys, the higher ups are fucking assholes.
mm-hmm,
Dude, if you don't think you can handle it, just run. Like
yeah,
how many actors have fucking overdosed and fucking ruined their lives because of this, because of this very same issue.
mm-hmm,
Like, if you don't think you can handle it, run. I'm telling you, like for
mm-hmm,
real.
yeah. Yeah.
Um,
So to be honest with you, I've said some things in the past about his Spider-Man and stuff, and I still believe them. It's not all his fault, but I do still believe them. But I will say, man, as far as a person, I think it makes total sense. Step away from the role, man. It's nothing you can. I mean, if it's like weighing on you that bad, and I think honestly, like, and I'm acting like he watches this, but I'm just saying, like for him, I feel like I've bashed him a lot over the past year, 2, 3 years, 4 years now, ever since he's been Spider-Man, and I still think his Spider-Man sucks, but I'm not, you know what I mean? Like as a person,
I mean,
he seems like a decent person. I
I mean,
hate this.
it's not even his fault, right? I mean, he's just saying what the higher ups telling me to do, right? It's not like he went. I mean, you know what? I want to be Spider-Man, but a little bitch. How about that?
Yeah.
I'm sure he didn't pitch it like that. I mean, he probably, just
You
went
know
to
what
the
makes
cast
you know
for
what
the
makes
role.
me sick? You know what makes me sick though? Makes me sick
What
to my
that?
stomach is like Andrew Garfield saying that he loves Tom's interpretation of the character
You
and all
say
this
that?
other. Yeah, he said that shit. He likes Tom Holland too. Like him and Tom are probably buddies, but so that might be a lot of the reasons he said it. But still, like he loves his version of the character and thinks it's very intuitive. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Bro.
Are you kidding me? You
Man,
embodied
just for
Spider-Man.
someone.
You
Yeah.
embodied Spider-Man through and through, and you're telling me Tom Holland's is the like what? Are you kidding me? Like,
God. This might be some gaslighting afoot. Because Tom Holland, his dream of being Spider-Man kind of got crushed because of how
mhm,
bad his movies were received. I
mhm.
don't know. It might be that. It might be him
Bad
feeling
as
like he
movies
needed
are received? Are you kidding me? Dude, people love these movies. Are you kidding me?
now, dude. Now, back then, people are bashing them. People are telling, and people wanted blood. You cannot be serious, dude. You and I, we're like the lone pillars, like supporting Andrew Garfield. We are there, and people wanted blood. We're banging at our doors. They wanted to kill every single Andrew Garfield supporter out there. No, I'm not kidding. It wasn't that serious. But I remember there was a lot of hate. There was a lot of
Oh,
hate.
are you talking about Andrew Garfield or Tom Holland?
Yeah, Andrew Garfield.
Okay, yeah, okay, I got you. I thought you were
Yeah, like
saying that people were kind of
uh,
not
people love
liking
him
Tom
Tom or
Holland's movies.
something.
People love his movies and his
And I
vision.
don't get it. We say this every time. I think we're like chasing away viewers saying this, but how is Far From Home not the worst Spider-Man movie out of all of them?
Mm-hmm.
It has a 90 score on Metacritic. 90. All the while, The Amazing Spider-Man 1 sitting at 70. And people are saying, oh, yeah, the critics are being generous. Yeah, right. Okay. So The Amazing Spider-Man is fantastic. I mean, I have a friend, right? I have a friend, real dear friend, one of my best friends, really, and she's not really into superheroes. Actually, she kind of hates the whole thing. Like she hates it because it's so in your face all the time. So
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
sick of it. She's sick of it. She's not really superhero. She's not really Spider-Man. She doesn't really understand like the whole, which is okay. She just doesn't get what he's about, the whole
Hmm.
power and responsibility dynamic. Dude, I've shown her the Amazing Spider-Man, and she loved it. It's that good of a movie because it's
Hmm.
such a human movie, right?
Hmm.
And then
Yeah.
you have Far From Home, which is the most creatively bankrupt
Hmm.
capitalist bullshit I've ever seen,
Hmm.
except for the cool Mysterio fights. Except for that, you can make like a 5 minute montage of those. Sure, put them on an extras on an extra section of like a two special DVD set. Okay, do that. Do not release movies like Far From Home. All right, just don't do it.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I'm the same way, man. Like the way people say it's crazy to me, like how much the tables have turned. Like if you loved Andrew so much, he did you know? I don't know if you know this, but oh, you probably do. Listen, you're a big Spider-Man fan, so I know you probably know this. If Andrew Garfield's movies were well received, he was going to be the MCU Spider-Man. Sony was going to make that move because they were in the middle of that deal at the time, and Andrew was going to be the MCU Spider-Man.
that's right. Yeah, and Spider-Man 3, like, and they were gonna tie up so many things. They had so many things like in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. They were building up to a lot of characters.
Yeah, the
Like this final
Sinister
scene with
Six.
a bunch
Yeah.
of villains, the Sinister Six, Black Cat. Dude, it would have been so kick-ass. And I mean, and at the time, I wasn't mad. I think I was so disheartened that when I saw Homecoming, it was kind of a defeat. It was kind
Mhm.
of or I mean, let's see what this is, right? And I kind of liked it, but now I think it's an okay movie, but I think that's what it was
You talking
because
about
I was
Homecoming?
yeah, I'm
Talking
talking
about
about
Homecoming?
Homecoming.
Okay.
Yeah, I was so sorry if I didn't make that clear. So I was so devastated about what you just about that whole ordeal
Hmm.
that seeing the movie being all right, I don't know, kind of made me feel I don't know, made me
Yeah.
feel a bit more hopeful. But then Far From Home came out, and that's something you never heal from.
Mm. See, that's the thing. I wasn't sold from Homecoming. Like the best part about that movie is the Vulture. I thought he was.
Yeah,
I
no, I
thought he was
agree with that.
good. Michael
Whole
Keaton's a great.
reveal about him being the father.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah,
part in the
dude.
car. God, I love that one.
Yeah, that was a good twist. I like that. That was good.
Yeah.
And
No, no, that was just
the reaction from my movie theater was awesome when I went to go
oh
see it.
yeah.
Like you just heard the whole theater go ooh when he
Oh, yeah.
opens the door. Yeah, that
And you
was
have to
good.
see, yeah, then you have to sit in the car or like so Peter knows, right?
Mhm.
But then the vulture starts understanding it because she starts talking, yeah, Peter, you just seem to disappear at the most odd times. Remember the one time the vulture, he's like, Peter is fucking sweating bullets over here. God, that part is great. That part is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, that's like the best part of it, and I liked how it showed like a few different characters, even though the Shocker was kind of botched, like how that was kind of thrown in. Like you had the
I, did,
Shocker, and they got
I didn't
disintegrated. You know,
Bro, I didn't even understand he was supposed to be the shocker until they made it so obvious. They'd be like, yeah, you'll be the shocker. Like, okay. Like, if it's to the point that you have to be so in your face about it, it's
hmm.
probably not good. That's kind
Yeah,
of a telltale sign.
yeah, and then I hope we'll see it someday. I don't know, just to go back to the MCU part, I really hope we'll see the Scorpion because they
Mhm.
showed the Scorpion and they picked a great actor to play Scorpion. Yeah, at the very end of Homecoming when Adrian Toomes is put in jail, there's a guy
Uh-huh.
that comes up to him and goes, "Hey, I heard you know who Spider-Man is," and he has a scorpion on his neck. But it was they picked a good guy to play him. I like the guy,
They
Michael
didn't.
Mando. He plays Voss in Far Cry 3. Great
Oh, it's
guy.
him?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's a
man.
scorpion. Yeah.
But, like, what happened to that?
I don't know. Nothing. Nothing's
It's,
happened
al-
since.
it's almost 10 years. Like,
Isn't that
where's the
crazy?
scorpion at?
Dude, they went nowhere with that. Oh, I hope I didn't lose you.
Yeah, but at least we got fucking, what's his face? What?
I thought I lost you for like a split second. I thought I lost you completely because I was like,
Oh, okay.
you still there? And then you were like, and then you shifted and now you're here. So,
Okay. No, I have this
um,
weird thing. Like, you're like frozen for a second to me, and what this platform does is that when I finally when it unfreezes, it catches up real quick, so it fast forwards anything you said in the meantime. And I thought you said a name. You're like, I was like, what?
I don't think so.
It's
No,
whatever.
no. All I said, I was like, oh, I think I lost you, is what I said,
Yeah,
and then
that's
that's when
probably
it
what you said.
shifted.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
but yeah, no. I'm disappointed in that. I was really, if Andrew Garfield was in the MCU, I think that would have been a great
Oh
move,
no.
man. That would have been awesome. That's
Like
too bad.
imagine him, with his personality interacting with the other characters.
Yeah, yeah,
Come
dude.
on.
It hurts me.
Instead
I
of
don't even want
him,
to talk about it no more.
yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. Ones that are here, just putting salt in the wound.
That's almost as good as getting Toby to come back and play Spider-Man again. Let me ask you this. I know this. I know, we got off subject of the game, but I've been hearing some rumors. Now you can't believe rumors because you know what people do. But apparently, Marvel's coming out with Secret Wars. It's a Secret Wars movie, and it's based off the comic where apparently a bunch of characters from different universes, like it's almost like they make like a makeshift Avengers almost, where it's like a bunch of different characters come up and they fight. I don't know who the main villain is during that time, but apparently it's Toby and Andrew are supposed to come back in that movie, but I don't know if that's true or not,
I don't
because
think
that's
so.
kind of kills it, right? If they do it again, it's like I'm happy to
Yeah.
see them, but
No, I think what was cool about it is was that one time it was the one great event, great phenomenon.
mhm.
Like do it more times, it's just whatever.
Yeah, yeah, it kind of kills it. So when they
But like
show up,
isn't Secret Wars this could be interesting because in Secret Wars is where Peter gets his black suit in the comics. Because they go to like an alien planet or something, and that's where Peter finds a symbiote. So this
hmm.
could be the way, like if Tom Holland decided to, stay in Hollywood, this could have been the way that his Spider-Man got the black
Nope,
suit.
they can't do
Yeah.
that. They can't do
Why not?
that
Why not?
because a piece of the symbiote was left behind when Eddie Brock and Venom got.
Oh, fuck him! No, God, why? See, every time something you have like the potential to do something cool with Tom Holland Spider-Man, they just like, bro, are you really gonna? Okay, this is what I hated. I'm not gonna rant, but like, I really don't like this whole culture of the post-credit scene in the MCU. Like, first all, like it's became such a huge meme, right? About if you're a true MCU fan, you stay until the end of the credits, right? You
Mhm.
make the cinema workers make you fucking wait for you to be satisfied until they can clean off, clean off for next viewing.
Mhm.
But it's like most of these post credit scene kind of suck ass, dude. I gotta say, I haven't seen them all of them, but they're mostly like what? Like you have the one where the Hulk gives Ant Man a taco or whatever. You have the one where fucking not Venom leaves a piece of the symbiote in Tom Holland's Spider Man. I'm like, what? Bro, what is this? These are
Mm,
cop outs.
yeah,
These are
it
like,
is. It is. It's like why on earth would you even like do that in the first place, right? Like why would you? So I mean, obviously, okay, you know the reason, right? They want to find a way to get Venom into you know the
you
MCU,
have
but
Secret Wars. You
I
have the
know, you got other
canonical
ways.
way to get Venom there.
Oh, I agree. I agree. Yeah, it's stupid because you bring what's his name who plays Eddie Brock? I'm losing it. What's his
I
name?
don't know what his name is. Yeah, the actor. I get it.
Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy. You
Tom
bring
Hardy.
him into it. This like star-studded actor, right? I mean, this guy's got accolades out the ass. He leaves his accolade career behind somewhat to play Venom. And those movies, I don't think those movies are garbage. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna damage control. I don't think they're that bad. I've seen way worse. I'm gonna be honest with you. I still think Far From Home's a shittier movie than the Venom movies. That's there. I said
It
it.
doesn't take much.
I said it. I said it. I'm sorry.
No, I
I
agree.
agree. I don't. I think the Venom movies are not that bad. Yes. Did they fuck up Carnage? Yeah, I would say so. That's a rated R movie. it should be a rated R movie. It should have had way more to it. Spider-Man should have been involved in some ways. I agree. I get all the criticisms, but if you look at them as like an isolated version of the character, they're not bad movies. Anyway,
I mean,
so you bring in
it's
Tom.
kind of whatever. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think either one of them that bad to be honest. Honestly, again, this
I
sounds
haven't seen the
controversial.
Corner movie. I haven't seen the Corner movie, but
So you haven't seen the second one, okay? The second one
no.
is, I think it's good. It's decent. It's just it's almost like a buddy cop movie between Tom Hardy and Venom. Like you just got these two guys and they're bickering at each other the whole fucking time. That's it. That's the
Which
movie.
is so weird. Which is the weirdest thing you could do with Venom. Like I'm not bashing it, but like imagine, right? Back when, let's say, pre 2010, like something, when you were like kids, all we knew about Venom was maybe from the Spider-Man 3 movie and from the comics, maybe the video games. So we had Venom as it is kind of in original form. And you tell him, okay, more than 10 years from now, there's going to be a buddy cop rendition of Venom where Venom and Eddie Brock go away killing criminals. You'd be like, what?
Yeah, it is. It is funny when you think about it, but I can't help it, man. It still makes me laugh though. Like there's a part of not to spoil the whole movie. I know you probably won't watch it either, but there's a scene in the second one where Venom is like bored as hell and he's sitting on Eddie's couch and he's in full Venom mode and he's sitting on the couch. Yeah. And he's like, he's like starving and he's like, man, I just want something to eat, man. And Eddie's like, dude, I told you we can't eat people. You have to either eat tater tots or eat your chickens over there that I brought you. And it's like these chickens run around the apartment. He's like, no, I can't eat the chickens. They're my friends. And he gave them names and everything. That's Clyde and somebody. And he's like, they're best friends. They're dating, but they're putting a stop on their relationship right now. So they just need some space. Like it's like
That's
stuff
funny.
like that.
Funny.
It's stupid, but I mean, like it's enjoyable. It's seeing this big.
I think it's funny because it's the fucking symbiote.
Yeah,
That's what makes it so funny to me. Yeah.
Yeah, like he looks like a monster, but yet he's just like cracking jokes. And that's the thing, like that's what he does though. Like if comic book accurate, Venom jokes. Yeah, he jokes a lot in the comics. Yeah, even like he makes jokes all in the comics. And then I remember there was a game I played when I was little on PlayStation 1 called
Oh no, never mind.
I think it was called The Amazing Spider-Man, made based off the 90s TV show. And Venom is joking in that too. So
it could have been, yeah. I mean, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think it was just called Spider-Man. Like on the cover art, it's like Spider-Man like walking on like a glass, on a glass building. Looking up, doing the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good game. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and he makes jokes the whole time. Like he's talking about I think he makes jokes like, how about we listen to the radio? Do you like AM or FM? And Peter's like, shut up, let's do this. And he's like, fine, I was just trying to have some conversation, like he's making jokes like that. Like, and it's like, that's what he's always done.
Accurate that is though. And I agree that I'm completely okay with that version of him. I don't know if he's comic accurate. At least in his first iteration. Like it's crazy as hell. Like he's like a religious fanatic, but like in a very twisted way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he has some morals. Like I remember this one scene where he's fucking trying everything he can to fucking destroy Spider-Man, like make him suffer as much as you want. But like a child gets in danger and he goes to save the child first, right?
Yeah.
How scary as he is, he saves the child, brings him to the parents, and says something about children's lives being precious. And then goes back, I got to torture this poor soul. So nice meeting. He doesn't say it like that.
That sounds very, very Venom. Yeah. No, so I mean, I'm curious to see how they play him in the game, right? To take it back to the game, like all the things we've seen, it seems very like serious because like I think Harry says something like, "We're going to change the world," and he says it twice in the trailer. And then
heal the world.
Yeah, we're going to heal the world, and then you hear Venom go, "Yeah."
So actually, yes, I remember way before the trailer dropped, you're like, Harry's gonna be Venom, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is fun. We're guessing, right? And we don't know until the game releases. They fucking spoiled it in the trailer, and I'm mad about that because I think that the twist that Harry's Venom is great, but they spoiled it. No, what happened is not. What happens is that Harry in the trailer says we're gonna heal the world, like at the beginning of the trailer, and at the end of the trailer, we see Venom repeating it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was
Yeah.
as obvious as it possibly could, right? Unless it's a misdirect. Oh, it's a red herring. How about that?
It could be. It could
Yeah.
be. No, you're right. Yeah, it could be. I like the voice actor that plays Venom as well. Have you ever seen any of the Candyman movies? Like they're kind of old. They're called Candyman. It's like a
I only
slasher.
saw the most modern one.
Well, the original guy who plays Candyman, that's the voice actor for Venom. Yeah.
No shit.
His name's Tony Todd is what his name is. He's
Yeah, I'm gonna look him
pretty
up.
tall guy. He's kind of scary. I mean, he's very scary. He has a very like imposing presence, and he plays Venom. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I see it. Okay, he looks like the nicest guy ever. That's how you know he makes a great villain. It's usually like that.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know, man. I'm just kind of I'm whatever
Good.
about it. I'm looking forward to it, but I'll be honest with you, man. Like I wish I could take off to play Starfield, take off from work. I don't think I need to take off for Spider-Man. I think I can probably
I
work.
think that's fine. I don't think there's no. This is the thing, dude. You keep saying stuff like that. I'm like, dude, that's fine. Just fucking play the game at your own pace. Enjoy the game at your own pace. Just do what you want.
Mhm.
Enjoy life. You know.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like I'm missing something because there's a lot of people really excited for. Maybe it's just this. Like, and this is gonna sound bad, but maybe it's just a bunch of Sony ponies. Maybe it's a bunch of Sony ponies, man. Maybe it's just a bunch of people who just think that Sony, everything they do, is just the best thing ever. Which I would agree for the most part that they do a very good job. They do a good job, but it's not like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm back and forth on it, man. I don't know. I'll take your advice. I'll just deal with it. It's okay.
Yeah, my advice is, take a few grams of whatever. That's my.
I think another thing too, and we've talked about this in previous episodes, but when Final Fantasy 16 was coming out, I got almost like too hyped for that game because I played the demo and I was like, holy crap, this is awesome. I was just having a blast. I was really invested in the story. I love the dark setting. It had the very medieval feel to it. I was like, dude, this was made for me. I wasn't even that excited. You know how it was leading up to it.
Yeah, remember, you were like,
yeah, I was gonna buy it, but I was kind of like, all right, whatever, that's fine. I'm ready for
some rebirth.
Yeah, that's right. And I played the demo and I was like head over heels for it, And the thing is, after I played the demo, I started treating every game like it was trash. Like I just was like playing different games on PlayStation and Xbox, and I'm like, garbage, trash, piece of shit. I just want to play Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah,
so,
cons, it's not FF16.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And so I guess maybe a part of me is that way because, like, yes, I'm hyped for Starfield, but I haven't let myself get to that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been having a blast playing older games. Like, I've been, like I said, all the Red Dead Redemptions, Undead Nightmare. I've been playing a little bit of GTA 4 as well. Like, I've been playing old ass games. So I've had plenty to kind of like cleanse my palate, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really been overhyped.
And I think that's good. I think you just might enjoy Spider-Man 2 more because of this. Because when FF16, when reality hit, that it, as good as it is just a game as any other, right?
Yeah.
And it just hit that much harder. Although, speaking of FF16, I don't remember who it was. I don't think it was Naoki Yoshida. I think it might have been, Sakaguchi, like the creator of the series. No, I think it's with a grain of salt. Someone of great relevance in the Final Fantasy higher ups said that FF16 is like the ultimate, the definitive vision, the definitive version of Final Fantasy. This is the Final Fantasy. Not as in it's the last one, but he said, when I think Final Fantasy, when I thought of Final Fantasy a year ago, this was it. And I'm like, dude, okay.
When he thought of it, when like the creation of the series?
I think it was. Let me look that up, so I'm not like saying a bunch of shit on my ass.
Yeah,
but I read an article and I was like, what?
Yeah, but is he saying like the creation of the series though, or is he saying like the creation of 16?
Wait, no, the creation of the series. But
Oh my god!
good.
Please be
I'm gonna.
wrong. I really hope that's bullshit. Yeah, I can't have
Okay,
that.
okay. Final Fantasy 16 draws high praise from the father of the JRPG series, Hironobu Sakaguchi. It seems like Sakaguchi is saying FF16 embodies all of the core tenets. When the founding father of a series asserts his opinion on the series at large, it's hard to really argue against him. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. So he's saying, yeah. Here it is. So, in follow-up tweet below, Sakaguchi summarized his thoughts on the Final Fantasy series in general, mentioning adventurousness, courage, and determination are all key qualities of the historic RPG series. And he's saying, like, the implied meaning is that FF16 embodies all of it. So that's why FF16 is the ultimate Final Fantasy. This Final Fantasy as it gets. When Clive, when he hit Ultima and said it's Final Fantasy in time, he meant it. That was the.
That's good. Yeah, he does. Yeah. Wow. How old is this guy? Is he an old bastard?
Senile. Well, I mean, he has a few years on his back, but he's not kicking the grave yet. Kicking the water,
he's not in the grave yet. Yeah, you gotta see how old he is.
Wait. I think I'm the senile because I just read his name and I can't remember it.
Right.
Wait, looking it up. Yeah, Hironobu Sakaguchi. Okay. He is 60.
Wow. So he's not. So he's older, but he's not old.
That old. He's not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call a 60-year-old old. Yeah.
Wow. So this 60-year-old senile old man says that Final Fantasy 16 embodies the tenets of what a Final Fantasy game should be.
Yeah. And I mean, it's hard to argue against the man. I mean, dude, okay. So I'm trying to see things as he sees them. So imagine making this one little project, right?
Okay.
And this thing kind of gets crazy, gets way out of your hand. It spawns a bunch of shit ton of sequels that get way more popular than your original project, right? Yeah. And I think it's good he's seeing it in a positive light. He's like, holy shit. I mean, these guys are kind of carrying the torch for me. And they kind of get it. They kind of get what I was trying to, convey in my initial title, my initial game. So yeah, at first it was jarring, but thinking about it over is kind of cute actually.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've had a lot of time to sit on it. I will say I've been listening to the soundtrack quite frequently still.
Like when you're in the gym, get the
yeah, like when I'm at the track, when I'm at work, doing some paperwork and things like that. If I find the time and nobody's in the office, I play it. I still have a lot of. That's the thing. I'm coming off like I don't like the game. We made a whole episode on this where we talked fairly positive on the game. We did have a whole negative section.
I mean, we kind of shit on it for like an hour, but we did our end like our conclusion was that it was good. And I'm the same way. I put like 80 hours into the game. I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, how can a game be that bad if you don't like for instance, right? Like, I've been pretty vocal, like on and I know what you're about to say. I already know it, Jan. I know you enough already. I know.
Do it.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Okay, that game came out in 2020, so it was like a console. What do you call it? Like accessory almost.
Launch
title. Yeah, and I put, and I shit you not, I put like 115 hours into that game because of I couldn't get enough of the open world. I thought the open world was wrong. It's empty. It is empty, but it was so beautiful. And getting on my horseback and going from place to place, that part was giving me, and I can't believe I'm saying this, it was giving me like Red Dead vibes because I'm on the horseback. It was giving me the Witcher vibes a little bit, going from place to place. The aesthetic, the music, I was honestly over encumbered by it. I'm like, holy shit, like this is like top tier. That's what I was thinking at the time. And I put so many hours in that game because there's so much to do and there's a lot of fetch quests and it's a lot of shit like that. But I'll never forget that feeling of and Assassin's Creed. One other thing I loved about it was it was grounded in realism, but then it had that supernatural element. Now it's just ridiculous, right? But in this game in particular, it's very ridiculous. But I'll never forget that feeling when I was able to find Mjolnir, right? Mjolnir is in the game and you can use it as a
Yeah,
weapon.
it's fun. I've seen
But
screenshots.
I'll never forget that feeling when I did find it and I picked it up and you see all this lightning come out of it. And I was like, this is actually pretty fucking awesome. And when I get into my first fight and I'm like bashing these dudes' heads in, I'm like, dude, I know this is stupid. I'm playing Assassin's Creed and I'm wielding Mjolnir, but this is actually pretty fucking awesome. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of it, I'm gonna sit here and tell you, is the game worth the 115 hours? No, it's not. But I did find enjoyment out of it, so I can't sit here and say the game is shit because I put a lot of hours into it. I can't say it's crap. I can't. If it was crap, I would stop playing it.
Not true that. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess as we are more of the critical minds, so I guess we will always ask these questions, right? So I did put all these hours in it. Were they worth it, right? Because we are the ones who did not, who kept on playing. So we are the ones we are the ones who have to tell the tale because we got to the end. Right. And dude, like I don't feel bad about saying that you enjoyed Assassin's Creed. I think that like I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer, dude. I think that if you found amazement, if you found moments of pure enjoyment during that game, well, more power to you. I guess all I gotta say. Like I just
Yeah, I know you're not. See, that's the thing. When I'm saying to you, I just mean like in general, right? Like, because a lot of people, we talked about it in the last episode about, breaking the stigma, right? Breaking the stigma when it comes to being a gamer in 2023. And one of the things we talked about was just the toxicity in gaming, pretty much bashing people for what, again, what it relates back to the beginning of his episode where me and you had a little bit of a disagreement, not really a disagreement. It was a conversation about Red Dead Redemption. We were talking about it and I think that's rational conversation. I think that's good conversation. Okay. I believe it's a good purchase. You might not believe it's a good purchase. We find common ground. I get what you're saying. You get what you're saying. And we leave it at that. That's how it is. And that's how it should be. But nowadays, just like everything with being politicized and everything else, like you say that you enjoy something and people are telling you why you shouldn't be enjoying it. Right. Like if I'm enjoying the Red Dead Redemption port, okay, I'm not calling it a remaster. If I'm enjoying it, then shut up. It's that simple. It's fine. Like you don't have to. It's fine. It's whatever. I get it's half-assed, but I'm enjoying it. And so I think that it's when I say you, yeah, obviously I don't mean you because I mean you're one of the most open-minded people that I know that I converse with on a normal basis. I'm just saying like in general, like when I get this all the time when I'm at work, right? Like we've had this conversation. The people I work with, they play massively like multiplayer games. They play Apex, they play your Call of Duty, they play things like that. Yeah, Fortnite, shit like that, which is whatever. That's fine. If you enjoy playing games, then play them. But like, I sometimes feel like a jackass and kind of a loser when I'm like, yeah, I'm playing Final Fantasy 16. And they're like, oh, cool. Yeah, I'm playing Apex and I got 19 kills. And then I'm like,
new season just dropped. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like, okay, I kind of feel weird for even bringing up what I'm doing because it feels so different compared to what everybody else
like the high school experience, right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
You know the meme. There's like this template. There's like it's very crudely drawn, like a party, and there's like a bunch of couples dancing. There's like one lonely guy in the corner saying they don't even know that I don't know that I'm cool because X, right? Like they don't even know that I played every Final Fantasy game or some shit like that. Yeah. I think that's what you're getting there at work. You're like,
yeah. It's a shame. That's why like I appreciate talking to you because like I don't feel as bad and I don't even care at the end of the day, but I do have this feeling in my head when I talk about like things that I like. I'm sure they look at me like, you play that shit? Why do you play that?
This guy?
that's fucking weird. Like, you know what I mean? But it's like, dude, these are classic games. Like again, we had this conversation last show. I said that I was playing I'm playing old games, not old ass games. Like you're playing older games than me. Like as far as like I know you're playing like the remastered versions, but like Resident Evil, like them earlier games, they're pretty old.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially some of the games are just straight up ports.
All we've been playing, all me and you have been playing, all of me and Jan have been playing are old games. That's all we've been playing. What does that tell you about the state of gaming right now?
Well, I mean, honestly, dude. Okay, I have there's like a whole discussion we could do about this because it's so weird. Like, okay, if I told you that I was watching, I don't know, Fight Club, right?
Uh-huh.
You would say, "Oh man, it's a cool movie," right? And leave it at that. Now, if I tell you I'm playing the original Resident Evil, like not even the 2002 remake, like the original one, I'd be like, "Oh man, that's an old ass game," you know. These two things came out in the same decade. Like, I'm not sure if it's the same year, but it's around there, right? I think Fight Club is like 99, or Resident Evil was like 96.
Yeah,
but you get what I'm saying, right? I think with video games, there's this idea that they're become super disposable like 5 years after they've been released, 10 at most. And I don't really get it. I mean, I get it that they look more more antiquated. Besides, they're not apt to modern standards, but like you wouldn't bash, like an older movie, like a movie that's in black and white, right? You wouldn't bash movies for having older types of filmography, older types of recording, audio and stuff like that. So I don't see why. I don't know, but that's a whole other thing.
Yeah,
like I know it's not what you were trying to say. Like the whole thing that I just thought it was weird.
No, I get what you're saying. It's just no, like you hit the nail on the head when it comes to like if it's not like now, it's old. Like
right. If it's old and it's weird that you're playing it,
right? Because it's not.
Because it's not popular. Then it's good.
Yeah. I will say though, to any of you guys that are watching and watch later, I do appreciate a lot of the feedback. Like I will tell you this, Jan, like there's a big crowd for both Resident Evil and Red Dead Redemption because I haven't seen so much traffic that's come through on the YouTube channels, on the TikTok pages, on Twitter and Instagram. I've seen more traffic, like people watching the gameplays, and people do love these older games, but they're just not around here. They're not around you. It's not around me. It's like people all over the world, you know. That's why I love this. That's why I love this show because it gives a platform to talk about things that you can't talk about with anybody else. Hell
the fuck yeah. No, totally.
Yeah. So it's great. It's I don't know, but anyway, since we're kind of nearing sort of the last chapter of the episode here, so you've been playing Resident Evil. Been playing a lot of Resident Evil, and you're on Resident Evil 4. Yeah, Resident Evil 4. Didn't I tell you that game plays beautifully?
Dude, and it's incredible. Like once you get into the mood of it, like I've been kind of eased into it because I played all the horror games like in order. Yeah. Like when this one had tank controls, it wasn't as jarring to me. Though I gotta say, having like a 3D game. No, I'm not saying a 3D, like an over-the-shoulder shooter with tank controls feels a bit claustrophobic at times, right? Like you kind of want to see what's going on around you, but you just can't, right? The only way is that you turn around, but turning around takes you stopping and then pushing down and X at the same time. And but I kind of like it because like there's this whole argument that older horror games are scary because they have worse control, like less accessible controls. Yeah, because you're not as in control of the character, and which kind of also makes sense, right? Well, it doesn't even as much because you're playing as like highly trained security fucking paramilitary people.
Yeah, stars. Stars.
Special task and rescue squad, I think. Service.
Yeah, that's right.
It's called rescue service. But yeah, back to Resi 4. So I like Leon because one thing that I wonder worrying is that Resident Evil 4 Remake fleshed out a lot of these characters. So I thought that I wouldn't like their old renditions. So I like Leon, like he's cool. Like
Uh-huh.
Luis asks him, "Have you got a smoke?" He goes, "I got gum." Like he's just cool. He's just a cool guy, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
No thanks,
and
bro.
yeah, and now I get why he says it. It was always subjunctive, but that's because Ramon goes, welcome, my brethren. And
Yeah.
that's why he goes, no thanks, bro, right? Because he's saying that like, they're the same.
Yeah.
Luis, I like him, although he dies way too early.
Way,
He
yeah,
dies
really early.
immediately, dude. Like, we don't get to see any of him. Most of what we get to see of him, like learn about him, is like, in these notes. You get a bunch of notes from Luis
Mhm.
post mortem.
Yeah.
Uh, but anyhow,
Yeah.
Ada is pretty much the same.
How about
Uh,
Ashley's ballistics?
yeah. I was gonna get to the Ashley last, dude. Good. Ashley's not it. I gotta tell you,
Yeah.
Ashley. So
Leon!
yeah, like
Leon!
it's incredible. Like even Lewis is being like an ass to her and goes, "Oh, I see that the president has equipped his daughter with ballistics as well."
Ballistics.
Even if he's being like
That
an
was
ass
really
like
good.
that. Thank you. Even when he's being an ass, she still managed to be the more annoying one. He goes, "How rude! I'm the daughter of the president of the United States." Dude, like, come on, dude. Like in the remake, she's way more dignified. She goes,
Yeah.
"Well, Senorita has a name, and it's Ashley. Like, don't be an ass, dude."
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well,
God,
what does
right?
he say? What does he say to her in the remake? Because he doesn't say the ballistics
You
part.
don't know. He goes, I see you found your missing senorita.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Damn.
That's why she said senorita has a name.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
right.
and
Yeah.
but like besides that, she has like one voice clip for when she gets attacked and repeats that on loop every 3 seconds. Leon, Leon. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude, please shut up.
dude.
I might have shot her a few times just to make her shut up. I don't care what the game was. Come on, dude. And this comes from me. I loved Ashley in the remake. I loved their little relationship Leon and Ashley had.
Yeah, she was
Uh,
cute. Yeah.
she starts being diffident, then gets more closer. She starts to be kind of flirty with him, but
Hmm.
Leon stays on his own. He's on duty, right? He doesn't mess
Yeah.
around.
Hmm.
I'm talking about remake Leon. OG Leon, he's a fucking.
Yeah, he's a dog, man. Yeah, he's a dog. There's a part. There's a part. I don't know if you've gotten to it yet. I don't want to
Oh, I played it
spoil it.
all. I'm on my second playthrough.
Oh,
So yeah.
okay. So you beat. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, there's a part. The when Ramon pulls the lever and you fall down. Leon falls
uh-huh.
down into that pit, and he uses
Yeah.
his Yeah. Well, anyway, he falls down
Rapid
in
hole.
there, and Ashley falls with him. And no, I think does he
No, he
grab
doesn't.
Ashley? I'm thinking
I
of
don't
another
know. No, he
part.
uses a grappling hook. He doesn't even get
Yeah,
up there.
I do. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I
Mm.
remember that. But there's a part where like he's like with Ashley and they
Oh, I know what you
fall from
mean.
stuff. Oh yeah, okay, it's not that part.
I know
Yeah,
what you mean. Yeah.
yeah. They fall and and she's like, "How'd you know we're gonna be okay?" So I knew you'd be okay if you landed on your butt or something like that.
Yeah, he's a yeah, dude, he's a fucking ass. Or even better, like when in Honeygun, when he's talking to like with Ashley, he's pretty much hands off. But with
Mhm.
Honeygun, dude, it's anything goes.
Yeah.
Like she goes, man, Leon, we've been radio silent for hours. What happened? I've been worried. He's like, don't you mean lonely?
Yeah. There's a part when she doesn't have her glasses on. He's like, "Man, you look
Yeah,
pretty good without your glasses."
not even that. He goes, man, pretty look without his glasses. Get
Yeah.
shammer when I get back,
Yeah, can I get you? Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Like, and when
Yeah.
she declines him, he goes, story of my life.
Oh, story of my life. He says one with women, doesn't he? Like,
With Ada.
I,
When
yeah,
Ada like goes away, he goes,
that's right. Women. Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? In 2020, I believe, or anyhow, like pretty recently, Resident Evil 4 VR came out. I don't mean for remake VR. I mean
That's right.
Resident Evil 4 original VR came out,
Mhm.
and it's pretty much the whole game, but in VR, like all the cutscenes, everything. But they removed some of these lines, and it's part of the charm, dude.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like I get it. Like it is pretty, it's pretty raunchy. It's kind of uncalled for, but like it's such a fucking ridiculous game with such a stupid story and stupid characters. Like, of course, there is some depth here and there. I'm not saying, but like mostly it plays like a B action movie, right?
Mhm.
Like there's Leon doing fucking somersaults out of nowhere. There's a part where you gotta like dodge some lasers.
Lots
He
of
does some
lasers. Yeah.
magic with it, yeah. And like when he meets Ada for the first time, there's this beautiful slow-mo scene. He gets the gun out of her hand. She does like a somersault, gets the gun back. He manages in that time to get the knife, get close to her neck, and go, bit of advice, try using a knife next time. Better for close quarter combat. God, I love it. It's so cheesy. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like what we were talking about in last show where we were like you know when we were kids like the advertising and things like that where they would have like sexualized women in their advertising for game stuff. Around that time, I mean Resident Evil 4 came out around that time. What's it like 2000?
Five.
God, 2005. So I mean, you know, it was still in that time frame where it was very relaxed in that. And yeah, I mean, that's some of the best charm is like with Leon's charm, right? Like what a lot of his lines, man. It's that's one thing I did miss from the remake is they didn't keep all that, but I thought they did a good job with the remake. But
I think he's just a different kind of guy. Like he really doesn't want to beat her. He's kind of sick, like, and I kind of like that. Yeah. I like the traumatized Leon as much as the cocky Leon.
Did you like the fact that when you fight the it's honestly I feel like they could have done more with it, but the part where you're in the boat and you're trying to kill that big ass like
the Lago.
when you're trying to kill that, they kept that like exactly the same in the remake.
Yeah,
like,
kinda. It's actually kind of in the remake. He's kind of spongier. He kind of takes way more harpoons to kill him. It's kind of ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
like the original fight. Yeah, no, I have it fresh in my mind. And the original fight seems way shorter, even on the highest difficulty setting. Well, he dies to what? Up like 10, maybe a bit more than 10 harpoons. In the remake, even like normal difficulty, bro, I've been fighting with this guy for like hours on end. This guy just won't die. He does he's like he has at least 50 harpoons up his fucking butt crack, and he just does not want to die.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I feel actually there's some fights like the Lago that I like more in the original. I like the Lago more. I definitely like Krauser more in the original.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. The first encounter, I like it better in the remake. The second encounter, I like it more in the no. It's already around. The first encounter, I like more in the remake because the original is just a QTE fight. But the second fight, I like it more in the original because it's kind of. Oh God, I have to scramble my thoughts. My thoughts are a bit scrambled. I gotta get them in order, but it made more sense. I feel like the remake, like they were going for a more serious tone, but it's still way too video gamey.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know, like the way they talk was like so exposition heavy. It was crazy. Oh, this is just like way back in the jungle. Remember that, Leon? As he's fucking fighting for his life, like it was kind of ridiculous. And also, it's shorter. It's a bit shorter. It's more compact.
Yeah.
So
there was a couple. Like I know there was that one boss fight in the original, and I know it's still fresh for you, so you'll probably know the exact name. But there's a boss fight you do against like this. Again, I can't remember the name of it, but it looks like a giant ass lizard, and you're like up in the air, like trying to go around these like shipping containers, and you got to open the door.
I don't know his name because it's never mentioned, but yeah, like Salazar.
They took that out.
And I kind of like the fight.
Yeah.
I like it because it's not really a fight. It's more of a, kind of a survival of the fittest kind of thing where you got to scramble. You got to figure out what you got to do to get out, to get from shipping, then do it. And also, survive from this huge ass guy. He's not just a lizard. He looks like a fucking abomination.
Yeah.
But, and one funny thing about that, sorry if I cut you off.
Oh, go ahead.
Funny thing, like before you fight it, the main villain kind of hints towards him. He goes, yeah, you might have killed Ramon, but I still got it up my sleeve. Yeah, it is gonna dispose of you. And Leon goes, can't remember their name, huh? Must be the old age.
Yeah, you must be the old age. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, no, like I gotta admit, the interactions with the fact that the bad guys hijacked Leon's line just to mess with him. I'm glad it's not in the remake because it's way too out of tone.
Yeah,
it's not. It doesn't like any potential of these guys to be scary plummets if you do this. This is something like from a blooper reel, but I love it so much. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's funny. Like they're using walkie-talkies, but yet you can see their faces. Where you'll go to like another.
Yeah,
screen.
What is up with that?
I don't.
And at first, I thought that them like the visuals were just like a visual aid for the player, But later on, Leon comments on Hunnigan not having her glasses. So they
Oh
must be able to
shit!
see each other. So they must be right?
How did that not register? I just thought of that. Yeah, because he does. He's like, oh,
But
you look
he
pretty good
puts
with
the
that
thing
glasses.
up to his ear. So what is he seeing?
Oh my god. I'd never
Right.
noticed that. That's funny. That's funny. Oh my gosh. Wow. My mind is blown from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we
Right.
can see it, but he can't.
Because it's a walkie-talkie, dude. What do you mean?
Maybe he can hear
Also,
it in her voice, you know? That's
yeah,
not what it
you can
was.
feel the sexy. But also one thing that kind of is more to the remake's favor, they use code names.
Mhm.
They go, "This is Rooster, calling Rooster 1. I'm securing Baby Eagle."
Baby Eagle.
Well,
Yeah.
here they're just fucking going, "Oh yeah, I secured Ashley, the president's daughter." Like he's yelling it to the world. He's going, "I'm here on a secret mission from the president, dude."
Yeah, I love the both games I think do it really well, but I love the opening sequence, you know, when you hear Leon doing his voiceover and he's talking about
Which
the
one?
events of Raccoon City and stuff.
Oh.
I think I did like the remake a little bit better because it kind of
Oh yeah.
it shows Leon like, and I'm sorry, I like martial arts. I love stuff like that, like,
Mhm.
you know, combat. And you see like there's a flashback of him like
With Kaiser,
striking.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. But both of them do a good job. That game, I told you before you played it, you know, that game is great on its own. Like, to be honest with you, like, I still think it plays well. I think the shooting still feels good.
You know what? And I think that goes to the remake's favor because I think that like a remake can stand on its own legs, and it doesn't like what's the word? It doesn't make the original obsolete.
Mhm.
Like both have their own high pros and cons, and they can they're just as valid. When you want to play Resi 4, you can play either one of them. Like it depends on what you're looking for the most.
Right. So what are some things you
You
don't like? What are some things you don't like about it then?
The original, okay, the Mendez fight, the big cheese. The first phase is all right, okay, but the second phase, I fucking hate it. I hate it. That guy does so much damage, and he can swipe you out of fucking nowhere.
Mhm.
Like pretty much all that I'm doing during the second phase, especially on higher difficulty, is just I'm jumping up and down because while you're jumping down or climbing the ladder, you're impervious to damage. So all I'm doing is doing that over and over until I get a good clear shot of him and shoot,
Mhm.
and he's dead for like 10 minutes. Anytime I try to do anything different, like I don't think it's up to me being bad at it because as soon as I start to run around a bit, maybe even try to be tactical about it, run around just a bit, just about to get some distance, and then stop and try to aim. He swipes you, and it takes me like 3/4 of my health. It's
Mhm.
insane, and I hate it. But I do agree, it's more scary. Like it's so your vision is kind of you don't get to see that well because
Uh-huh.
there's like smoke everywhere. The
I got
room
a
is so
question. I got
small.
Yeah. I like the atmosphere better in the remake. I'll just say that, but
Mhm.
I'll let you finish. I'm sorry, but while it's on top of my head,
No, say.
I I have something I was going to ask you because there's a part of that game that's absolute bullshit, and I just didn't know if you got stuck on it because I did.
Yeah.
So when you play as Ashley and
Right.
you're trying to unlock this door, and you got these textile pieces on a podium, and you have to rearrange the pieces to form a picture, and that
Uh-huh.
way the door will open. It's like this dungeon area, and there's a couple knights in
Yeah, I
there.
know what you mean. Yeah.
How long did it take you to get past that part? That part is bullshit.
You mean the puzzle?
Yeah.
The puzzle in itself, or
Yeah.
the area,
Well,
the whole segment?
the puzzle itself, man. How long did
Yeah,
it
I
take?
hate this. Nah, it didn't take me too long, but I do admit I do hate those puzzles. I do hate them so much. But I think it's like a Rubik's cube, right? It's not like you gotta know how to solve it. You can't just go by instinct. You have to. There's like one precise way. I imagine there's like one precise way to solve those kinds of puzzles, and I don't know what it is. So I just go
Mhm.
blindly at I finally managed to get the picture. I think I got lucky. I made it in like 5 to 10 minutes.
It took me an
Like
hour. It took me
yeah,
an
no, I can
hour.
imagine, dude. Like I'm dreading it. I'm on my second playthrough now, and I'm dreading that part because I know it's a crapshoot. Fun
Yeah.
fact though, fun fact about that segment, the Ashley segment. Did you know that in the original Japanese version of Resi 4, the Ashley segment it has fixed camera angles like the original Resident Evil games.
Hmm. No,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't.
it's
I didn't know that.
yeah, it's kind of and it's kind of cute because hers is more it says action oriented. Well, it's not action oriented at all. So, and I'm kind of upset that in the international version that got changed because it's kind of cute, right?
Yeah.
That it's kind of evocative of the old games. I don't know why they
Yeah.
changed it. I thought it was cute.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. Yeah, no, that would have been great because it would have been a nice little throwback, but also too it would have made sense with her because she's not, yeah, like you say, she's not combat focused at all.
Also, yeah, I think in the international version is kind of harder because of that. Because you
Mhm,
still have the very claustrophobic camera, but you have no way to defend yourself. Well,
mhm.
unless you throw those lamps, but there's that one part where a bunch of knights swarm the room. I was really panicked during that.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. Well, that's
so
good,
what
man.
else?
I'm
Another thing I
glad.
didn't like with the game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry if I'm interrupting you, but
No, go ahead. Go
since
ahead.
I think that the remake is much better paced. I think the original game kind of the halfway point has almost nothing happening, and then like the defined island has so much shit happening and it's so long. It drags out. Like it's set up as to be like the final stretch, but it takes so long, and at some point you kind of want it to be over, right? You're like, okay, I'm ready for this to be done. But then I
Mhm,
remember having played remake. I remember so many things that still haven't happened. I still haven't even met Krauser once.
mhm.
I still have to get this parasite out of my body, and I just want to get to the final boss. You know.
Man.
Um.
Yeah.
So. So that. What else is there?
It's okay if there's nothing else, man. That game is almost like I wouldn't
Yeah.
say
No.
perfect, but it's pretty
Yeah.
great.
No, I mean, Ash. As I was gonna say, like the Ashley segments are ass. But in that there's much fewer of them in the OG. There's like maybe 4 chapters where you escort Ashley. She gets killed way more times in the original and
Yeah.
in the most dumbest way possible. Like
Mhm,
there's this one part where fucking she started running away from Leon out of fucking like for no reason, and then like these spikes start coming out the floor. She's gotta fucking run because the spikes are coming out like in a very Indiana Jones style. She starts all scared. She goes to like a blind alley. She gets up there, like the spikes kind of chase her over there. She's on this blind alley. She's like against the wall. She's hanging against the wall, like with her back to the wall, like that. And like it's so clear. There are like these indentations that seem like something's gonna get out of them, and it does. But she gets right in the smack dab center of them, just so that these things can like clamp on her, and she's like
mhm,
captured them. It's so
mhm.
stupid. I
Yeah,
also like
she's
and yeah, and like the part where like the novistadores or whatever they're called, the fucking bugs, they
yeah.
they just grab her and make her fly away. She goes, Leon! It's
Yeah, dude, yeah, she's rough, man. She's way better in the remake. She's
like
still
just
a
think of
damsel in
the
distress, but is way better. I will agree.
yeah, no, I mean having no trouble with Duns and Distress Stroke. Just make the damsel somewhat bearable, so like make her an actual person.
Yeah,
Like
with extra
think about the
ballistics.
final yeah. Think about the final scene. Think about how much nicer it is in remake. In a remake, like these two people actually got closer, right? Like I want to promote trauma bonding, but these guys actually got close. They have a very heartfelt moment. She goes,
Hmm.
"Thank you for saving me," right? Mission accomplished.
Hmm.
And he goes, "Mission accomplished." When we get home, right? And there's this
Hmm.
great music right in the background.
Yeah.
There's this beautiful lightning effect because of like the explosions, there's a bunch of sparks flying around, and the
Hmm.
reflection in the water is beautiful. Is great. This music is playing. In the OG, she falls on her ass like always, and then starts being horny towards Leon out of nowhere. She goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, how about we get some overtime?" Because yeah, sorry. I somehow knew you were gonna say that. That doesn't hurt to ask. Like, come on, these guys are not friends in the original.
Mhm.
These
Yeah.
guys are, they're probably never gonna talk to each other ever again. Probably not even save like phone number or something.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
probably don't even say hi to each other when they see, in the street.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's like, yeah, in the remake, yeah, it's almost like yeah, I wouldn't say like a trauma bonding, but it's like they survive together. And I think even Ashley says like before the end of the game, she's like, we make a good team. And
Yeah.
Leon's like, yeah, I'd say we do. And she's like just real chippy and like like what's awesome, and it kind of makes you like have somewhat of like a little bit of a video game crush on her, because in
Mhm.
the remake when you're doing like the challenges, and I didn't do too many of those in my playthrough
Shooting
because I was.
range, you mean?
But she's so she's like cheering you on like the whole time. She's like,
Yeah, it's great.
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
awesome. It's like she's freaking
I'm
awesome.
telling you, she's a character. Yeah, and when you're done with it, like, oh man, this was like being to the the circus. This was like being at the like a festival.
Yeah,
But like in the original, she just like stands back there, like she doesn't even
yeah,
register what's going on around her.
yeah. She's looking at your ass the whole time. Like after he saves me, I'm gonna try to give him some good when we get home. That's just
but, but, but one thing I
Mhm.
have to praise the original. There's like some attention to detail, which is incredible. So there are some parts where you jump down. Ashley can do that. You gotta grab her. You get a panty shot. It's great. But if you complete the separate ways bonus mode, that's only original. It's not there in the remake.
Mhm.
But I don't think it needs to be in the remake because a lot of the cutscenes from separate ways kind of got added in the main playthrough in original. So
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Like some people think it's gonna be added as DLC. I don't think so. Just no point. But if you complete that, you get a special set of costumes which are also in the remake. But like I think it's crazy that in the original, Ashley's wearing like a suit of armor, which makes her impervious to damage. But what's great is that it's actually like it's not just an aesthetic change. There's actual visual nods to that. Like when you grab her, actually Leon makes a little animation where he arches his back. He's like, "Oh shit, that hurt." It's incredible. Like this game, it's a lot of detail from a
Yeah.
2005 game.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's awesome. Yeah.
so,
No, it's
um,
it's great.
Also,
So
Ashley's boots got like jiggle physics,
uh,
and I only noticed that because people on the internet have been talking about it, and you talk about how in some versions it's more prominent than in others. So me, as an archivist, as a man, as a seeker of truth,
a man of substance.
I'm out of substance. I had to focus on the jiggle physics, and they are there in the PS4 port. I will.
They are. They are. They're
Mhm.
also in the remake as well.
Yeah, but it's not as prominent. It's kind of ridiculous.
Well, actually, so there's
Is
I know this. I know this for scientific reasons. If you go to the, there's like a character model section in the menu. It's like in
Oh,
extras.
okay.
If you go to the character model and you move the camera, I'm
Oh,
not
it does.
I'm not kidding. Check it out. I'm telling you.
Again,
I,
for scientific purposes.
yeah, just so you to make sure I'm not lying. Okay, so really quick because
At least you didn't get panty shots in the remake, right?
yeah.
You get them all the time in UAG. It's almost like I almost feel like sexual abuse because this chick is just flaunting at this point.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So really fast as far as your trajectory, like because I want you got to play some Red Dead so we can talk about
Dude,
it.
I promise I will.
But
I was gonna play every single Resident Evil game.
Okay,
first.
well that's what I was going to ask you. So you're going to do your second playthrough of 4, and then are you going to go?
I'm almost done anyways. Like,
okay. So are you gonna? So you're gonna go into 5 next? You're gonna go to Resident Evil 5.
5 is next.
Okay.
Then
that one's. Both of those are very action heavy, but I think you'll like them.
Yeah, I hope so too. So 5 and 6 are next. I want to watch some of the movies because now there's a bunch of animated movies that kind of tie the story together, especially between 4 and 5. Then it's Revelations, Revelations 2, 7, and 8.
All right. Well, look. Well, you need to take a break. You need to take a break at some point so we can do because if I wait for you to do that shit, I might as well wait till like January or February before we talk about Red Dead. At that point, who even cares?
No, it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna take a break when Spider-Man 2 comes out. There's gonna be a break, and I think I'm not gonna go back into Resident Evil just yet because I think that I get on a roll. When I start, I can't stop. So I feel like for Marvel Spider-Man 2, I will stop and I'll take the opportunity to play all these other games I want to play, such as Alone in the Dark and Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, you're not gonna have enough time to play Red Dead 2 though. But Red Dead Redemption, I can see you finishing.
Yeah, I'll play the first one. Yeah, I'll do that. And
eventually,
also the DLC.
maybe for episode 100, we'll finally talk about Red Dead 2.
We'll play. Oh my god, you're so dramatic. We'll play Red Dead Redemption way before even episode 50.
Okay, sure. I have little faith, but I'll trust you on that. But yeah, no, that's awesome, man. No, I hope this isn't our last Resident Evil conversation. Because it's with Halloween coming up and everything, this is a perfect time to talk about it.
Too bad that you're going to be playing Spider-Man for Halloween.
What was that?
It's too bad. It's too bad that we're going to be playing Spider-Man for Halloween.
I know, man.
It's like why? Yeah,
that sucks. Alan Wake 2 comes out around that time, but dude, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it. I just don't know if I'm gonna play it right away. It might be a minute.
Dude, no way. Like when?
Yeah, like I
might. Also, you know what it is, dude. I haven't told you this, but like they're already planning like DLC and shit, and I'm like, okay, I'm fine with DLC, but if you're playing it even before the main game comes out, that's like, bro, I'm just gonna wait for the entire thing to come out, like wait for the like complete edition, whatever, and then play all of that, like in one streak, main game, DLC, and all that.
I don't know. I might get burned out by that though. I think I'll probably play the main game first. But I mean, again, we can talk about it, see what we want to do. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's so many games coming out. But I think Alan Wake is probably one of the last games I'll play because I mean, between Starfield and then Alone in the Dark, then Assassin's Creed Mirage, then there's something else. What's the next game that comes out?
Spider-Man 2.
What'd you say?
Spider-Man 2, the Metal Gear Solid collection.
Yeah. Spider-Man 2, yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot, man. It's and I feel like I'm missing another one, but that's a lot of games in a very short amount of time. So it's like, yeah, that one's probably gonna be one of the last ones played. But anyway, I think we'll tie it on up here. Is there anything else you want to say to the people and to me and to the Resident Evil gods out there about what's going on and what you're up to and how you're feeling?
Oh, well, if I were a bit more quick-witted, I would have added, like a fitting RE4 quote here, but I can't think of any. So, you just stay frosty out there.
No, you should have. Yeah, you should have hit me with a no thanks, bro. That's what you should have said.
I got, but it was like too easy, right? I wanted to be more
it's too easy. Yeah. No, we appreciate you guys come checking out another episode of the Deadhead Podcast. It's always good to come back here. We talked about Spider-Man for a little while.
We did. Well, they're a good one, dude.
Yeah, so I'm proud of it. I think where me and Jan sit, where we are looking forward to the game, and we plan to we're gonna do at least 2 more episodes, right? Our first impressions and then final thoughts, like we usually do with most games. So it's we're already invested. We already got the T-shirt. Yeah, we already got the T-shirt. We already did it. We got everything. Yeah. So we're more than prepared for it. So let us know what you guys think about Spider-Man 2. I don't know. I might have to talk with my lovely co-host here. We'll have to see, how we feel about the next few shows. What some things we want to do. I think we got a couple ideas we're spitting in our head. I know we'd like to do. I'd like to do a Starfield episode. I don't know if it's going to happen though. So we got some things that we got in the works, but hopefully you guys sub to the channel, like this stream, and yeah, I think that's it, man. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Stay dead, my friends.
Good night, guys.